All right, have and have not fans. Hope everybody's doing well. If you joined my live stream last night or if you watched the playback, then you know this theory was something I came up with on the spot. So make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button, click the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content to the channel. And follow me on my various social media platforms. Links are in the description below. I think that based on the preview for next week, I don't know if it was Don or John. It's one of Katheryn's crooked accountants who goes to see Hanna in the middle of the night, or is it the next morning? I don't know. Either way, he goes over to Hanna's place to talk with her about the fact that Veronica is in default on a very large loan. And it's up to Hanna to decide what to do about it. Basically, let the default be lifted and she owes money, or keep the loan on default and Veronica can just go about her business. Now, if you are like me and are crippled with student loan debt, then you know that student loan, debt has been on default. And it's also been extended to January 31st. I actually took a brief break in between recording videos to catch my emails, or check up on my emails. And I just got another update from the student loan department just to let me know that, hey, student loan, default payments have been extended till January 31st. I'm like, yay. Now, if you could just erase the damn things, that would be great. But more to the point, I think, here's what I think is going to happen. Now, one of two things. First of all, Hanna will either make a decision right on the spot, or she'll just say what she said to Don, John, and Marty. I'm not doing anything without Katheryn Cryer's approval. So I will go speak with Katheryn tomorrow. Give me 24 hours to go speak with Katheryn, get her opinions on these things, and then when I come back, I'll let you know what to do. I'm not signing anything. Now, the preview could be misleading because remember, this is Veronica Harrington we're talking about here. And look at all the stuff that she's done and said to, Hanna. So the trailer could be misleading us to thinking that Hanna's just going to say, no, we're not going to default him anymore. Have Miss Veronica pay him back. And remember, Katheryn stated that she is in crippling debt. Veronica's pretty much just living on, she's just living life, just trying to be a have when she's honestly a have not. She's like, as somebody who worked in advising for 3 years for a university, I know what it's like for these students to take out student loans, receive these sometimes 5-figure refunds, and just ball. New TVs, new game system, new cars, apartments. And they're in crippling student loan debt. Sometimes their loans are on default depending on, their employment situation. But when it hits the fan and they have to pay it back, they're screwed because some people lose their homes and whatnot. So that's going to be Veronica. Think of like when she had that bed full of money when Samuel came over. I'm like, where the hell did she get this money from when she in debt? Balling. But she ain't got it. So here's what I think. I don't know what Hanna's going to do, if she's going to make a decision right there on the spot, because given the fact that Don or John, let me just say, given the fact that the accountant seems to have come over in the middle of the night or the next morning, this definitely seems like a decision, and that Hanna's in her robes. This definitely seems like a decision that needs to be made now instead of later. So I'm wondering if Hanna's going to do something right now about it and just say, no, we're not going to keep the loans on default. Or she decides, yeah, keep them in default. What I think is going to happen, this is going to be leverage for Veronica to help Katheryn get out of jail. Because remember, Veronica was laughing at Katheryn. Veronica doesn't want to help Katheryn whatsoever. And in the previous episode, Katheryn fired Marty, but Marty said, give him about 24 hours. There's one more judge I want to talk to, because at that point, not only did Katheryn stay fired, I'll find somebody else who can do the job, aka Veronica Harrington. So I'm thinking that's what's probably going to happen. The loans might be lifted from default and Veronica's debt will just destroy her unless she talks to Katheryn one-on-one. And then that's how she learns that Hanna has power of attorney. It's like, how about this? I'll tell Hanna to maintain the default on your loans, but Veronica, you need to help me get out of jail. That's what I think is going to happen. And I think that's going to be spectacular, because similar to how David and Jim were just dumbfounded by Hanna's power of attorney and legal know-how, or excuse me, financial know-how, I think Veronica is going to be in the same position because what's her name? Alice, the redhead maid who quit a couple seasons ago, who's like, it's always the people you think who don't have any power, who have more power than you ever expected. The maid, little Hanna, Miss Hanna, the cussing Christian, and the list goes on. All the things that Jim and Veronica have said and done to Hanna and her children. Now she has power over them. Not to mention Celine to an extent, because, she's trying to sue Jim for the child support money. So they'll have to come to Hanna. Either Celine will have to come to Hanna, or, they'll go to Jim, and then Jim has to go to Hanna to get the child support money. So basically, all these people who have screwed her over and treated her like dirt, she now has power over them to an extent because money talks. And Hanna ain't really listening to him. So I think that this loan default thing is going to be the catalyst for Veronica helping Katheryn eventually get out of jail. That's what I think. It's tick for tack. It's like, hey, you help me out, get out with this legal stuff to get me out of jail, and I'll make sure your loans remain on default. So what do you think about this theory? Go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. And remember, just because Katheryn tells Hanna to do it doesn't mean Hannah's going to do it. Remember, she has power of attorney. She could easily sign off on stuff if she wants to, but maybe she'll take a jab at Veronica by doing this. But let's just take it one step further. Let's take it one step further to a video I did a week or so ago about who's going to help Derek get out of jail. After finding out about what Derek did to Hanna, who's to say that if she finds out about Hanna and the power of attorney and then lifting the default on her loans, she might try to get revenge on Hanna by getting Derek out of jail. I'm not saying that Derek would attack Hanna, but I'd say that, just to kind of spite her, it's just like when Quincy was released from jail via Veronica to get Candace. All I'm saying is this could really turn this show around for me, because in terms of the theories, I don't think I've been excited about a theory like this in a while. I don't think it's going to, I don't know if it's going to happen exactly the way I predict. It'll be one hell of a, theory that comes true if I'm right about this. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.